You know, the 500 IQ strat to dodge really long loading screens is that you wait for the game to begin and then you spectate. 500 IQ. I'm telling you. Alright, let's go over the matchups here. Cho'Gath top, Volibear top. I mean, I have some choice words for Volibear top players. And I won't repeat them here. So the jungle is actually Kha'Zix against Pantheon, and the mid lane is Nocturne against Kassadin. Is this a case where they forgot to trade? This really seems like it should be a Nocturne jungle. In fact, I'm gonna get some confirmation. Hold on a sec.
Oh, nothing else.
Hey, quick question. Did you forget to trade the guy? Why are you playing Nocturne mid?
Because Nocturne mid is OP!
Alright, you heard it here first. Okay, so apparently they didn't forget to trade. We're gonna have Ezreal, Trist, and Pyke support versus Nami. Nami is one of those support. Nami is my favorite support. She's the one I default to on the very rare chance that I play support. She just has the uncanny ability to help your laner win the lane for free. Oh no! Well, you heard it here first. Nocturne mid is OP. Getting the first blood on their top Cho'Gath with Ignite. Now Cho'Gath won't actually lose minions as a result of that death, thankfully. But Nocturne will still find the first blood. So he is actually going to back for a longsword. He did back kind of late and mid lane is short. So he might actually miss a minion here unless he queues to give himself some movement speed maybe. Seems like they'll be fine though. Kassadin mid is also an interesting pick. He's actually gone for the electrocute, which is interesting because most Kassadins actually go fleet footwork. You do need sustain in lane pretty badly, so you do go for the fleet. And not to mention presence of mind, really freaking good on Kassadin. Really, I argue that's your real keystone right there. The fact that you have presence of mind over fleet. Fleet is just a bonus, and not to mention the extra tenacity, and coup de grace always amazing. So picking electrocute just seems like you're foregoing a lot of really solid bonuses on Kassadin. Because even if you run yellow secondary tree, you don't really get a lot of that bonus. In fact, what's he running on the yellow secondary? Yeah, so he's going for presence of mind and coup de grace. So he's not gonna give up legend tenacity and fleet footwork in favor of electrocute. So electrocute sudden impact, which is just a lot more damage. But you have to be able to get that off. I do like fleet. It keeps Kassadin a lot more mobile. Oh, Mordekaiser. Not Mordekaiser. I keep thinking of last game. There's no Mordekaiser in this game. The Cho'Gath and the Volibear fighting each other. But on a side note though, Mordekaiser as a name really rolls off well on the tongue. Mordekaiser. You just can't stop saying it. And Nami is one of those champions that can just win your AD carry the lane by buffing them over and over. Also, Ebb and Flow is just an amazing ability in a 2v2 scenario. The problem is, she is notoriously fragile. She is so very squishy that against a lane like Pyke, she might just die if he ever lands a hook onto her. Which makes sense, because, you know, Pyke does throw a harpoon, and you are harpoon fishing for fish. So it's accurate. Ezreal is a decently hard scaling AD carry. In fact, he scales harder than Triss nowadays. Triss does have one claim to fame, and that is her incredible ability to push. And her ability to land a ton of damage on a single target. Not if you miss CS like that though. Come on, man. But Ezreal in general outputs more DPS, but Triss outputs more burst in this matchup. So it's a very interesting lane here to watch. Assuming either one of them go for anything aggressive, they very well could. Nocturne just tanks 2 turret shots for no reason there. But he does have the early lane pressure onto the Kassadin. The Kassadin can't really answer anybody in lane, especially now without fleet footwork for regen. Here comes the burst on the Triss, the bomb is gonna pop on the Ezreal, that's gonna take him to below half. Nami still exists on blue team. Oh, third tower shot tanked by the Nocturne. This is just not good for him. he has lost essentially 2/3 of a full health bar to tower shots. Kha'Zix that's got picked off in the jungle in a very ill-conceived invade. But are they gonna spot him out in time? Oh, they might. No! Alright. So that was a very unnecessary ignite if the Q landed. So the ignite here is a stupid tax, but they do pay it just to secure the kill, which is worth it, I say. Double rupture here does land for the Cho'Gath. It's not gonna buy him enough time to get out though. Nocturne picks up his third kill. Mid Nocturne paying off dividends. You know what? Maybe make mid Nocturne. I can't talk. Mid Nocturne is OP. It's just undiscovered. He does roam almost as hard as the TF does when he hits 6. So I guess there's some merit in his ganking potential as well from mid lane. Can definitely affect other lanes in a way that Kassadin just can't match. But now red team has to be careful. They are up against an enchanter support and Pyke can't really heal your ADC. Now granted Pyke can expend some reg charges, but so far that's just not enough healing. Ezreal does still have the heal, so he can stay and bait it a little bit more, and this wave is actually in the perfect position for the Cho'Gath to start picking it up. But he is not level 6, so he can't really go for the Nom on the Volibear. He's just gonna farm, and he actually catches such a huge wave. Volibear just shy of pushing out the tower. In fact, I think the Nocturne should have actually helped him push that wave up. Because right now, he actually gave over an entire mini wave and a half, essentially, to Cho'Gath for free. And now Ocean Drake breathing down onto the Kha'Zix. Nocturne completes his 4th kill. With the dragon breathing down on him, he's gonna ram in and he's gonna charge straight for the Nami, flashing after her. But now the Triss heal is coming in. The tendrils of fear are still going out. Fleeing is the Tristana. Rocket jump is already used, and so is the flash. She has no way out, and Pyke grabs that kill as well. Beautiful rotation here by the Nocturne, picking up more and more kills. 6-0 so far for the red team. What is Kassadin's response? He does need time to scale up. But that's not how you scale up. The other thing is that he might not even be running Sudden Impact. Yeah, he's actually running Taste of Blood. So Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter is essentially your secondary tree. So basically he gave up Fleet Footwork for the Electrocute, which maybe side grade if you're really greedy. But he gave up Tenacity for Zombie Ward. I'm all for securing Vision and all that, but losing like 20% Tenacity for that doesn't seem worth it to me. Zombie Ward was changed like I think half a year to a year ago. So spawning zombie wards now give you some adaptive force. So it's not a total wash on him. So it's not like he gains no combat stats from it. But at the same time, if you're gonna get so heavily outroamed in the early game, where exactly are you gonna start killing zombie wards? You're gonna need an opportunity. In fact, he hasn't even bought pinks to help him contribute to the zombie ward count. He's actually gonna rift walk on top of a red team ward as well. So now Volibear fully aware of the danger. He has to try to book his way out of there. Or he might just stand his ground and fight, but the Cho'Gath has Nom, and Volibear is gonna be brought really low here. The Nom comes through. Cho'Gath eats the Volibear alive. First Nom of the game goes to the Cho'Gath. We do hear a death from below, actually. Actually, that was not even on directed camera, so just notice I wasn't on directed camera. My mistake. Let's wind it back a little bit to see what happened. Mordekaiser, not Mordekaiser, Pantheon. Oh my god, stop saying Mordekaiser. He does dunk in, death from below finds the Nami. Ezra gets forced out of the fight, but it doesn't matter. Pantheon was here to help clean house, and clean house they do. Very easy kills. Meanwhile, Nocturne's actually in a little bit of trouble. Cho'Gath picks him off for the second kill, and that's actually going to be a shutdown. He was deathless up until this point. Now, Kassadin is actually keeping up in CS with the Nocturne, just on account of the Nocturne having roamed everywhere. he's made a lot of positive plays in the side lanes, but it's come at a huge detriment to his own CS score. So he has to be careful to actually not lose the mid tower, because yeah, side lane plays are positive, but you can't do that at the expense of your mid T1, the single most important tower in the game. Losing the mid tower just loses you so much map pressure. And Kassadin is gonna go back for the Rod of Ages. He might look for a tier next. Now, Roll into tier is the standard build on Kassadin, but recently, like, people have been kind of foregoing either one of the two if they're ever in favor of power spiking earlier. On Kassadin, if you don't foresee the game going really long, you can just skip one of those two items and buy more damage immediately, and to use that to close the game faster. Just because it's very rare that a Kassadin actually gets his time to hit all the items he needs to power spike, so people actually just cut one of those two items out. Because he still does a ton of damage as long as you have anywhere between rank 2 to rank 3 Rift Walk. You just do a ton of damage still. I know Kha'Zix being caught out. The leap does get him out. He will also flash to counteract the paranoia, but the paranoia getting one flash out successfully. The Mordekaiser, what the heck? Stop at me. Like I said, that name rolls really well off the tongue, so I keep saying it even though there's no Mordekaiser in this game. I look at Pantheon for some reason, I keep calling him Mordekaiser. The Pyke does get found out here by the Kassadin. The Kassadin is on hot pursuit, the flash stab gets that kill. Now he has to be careful. Rift Walk's cooldown is not necessarily the shortest at this moment in time, but it's still enough to juke people left and right. He's actually safe. He runs back to the safety of his own tower. Nocturne can't really find anything here. The more time he's spending here, the more time he's actually wasting. And now Volibear goes him back in for yet another scuffle. They will find it here onto the Kha'Zix, and now Mordekaiser. I'm gonna slap myself. Every champion is now Mordekaiser. Nocturne helps himself to the Grump. Meanwhile, Grand Skyfall comes in through the bottom lane. Pantheon here getting some nice kills. I almost said Mordekaiser again. Maybe the real Mordekaiser was the friends we made along the way. Volibear does flip back to Cho'Gath, and now Cho'Gath is in so much trouble. Volibear finds that kill. Killing spree here for the Volibear. He's actually first iteming Wit's End, which more of an item you see on carry bruiser champs, not so much Volibear. But what the hey, who am I to tell him what to build? It does make sense given his matchup and the fact that there's a Kassadin in mid. Wit's End first on a champion that's supposed to be a bit tankier is interesting, to say the least. He does have a stacking attack speed buff with Volibear W. But oh no, the Kha'Zix, they're gonna trade 1 for 1. Nocturne uses his own Ignite to kill him off there. So my excuse for saying Mordekaiser all the time is just because I walked out of a game where I had to say Mordekaiser a lot because he was doing a lot of stuff. And it's currently past 1 AM, so my brain doesn't work. I think half my brain is already asleep and I'm just riding high on the second half. Second half, other half I guess. Cho'Gath does have the Nom, he might go for this. He does have Iceborne, the Nom does miss, so no stack picked up, but he still gets a shot down regardless. And Volibear will take that, denying 1 stack, it's pretty good. Now Triss getting some more time on this bot turret. 1 tower shot tank, but it's not enough to kill her off. Blue team takes the first turret despite being essentially half in kills. Pantheon is gonna walk in. The bubble does not land. Aegis Assault absorbs so much damage. Rocket Jump comes out, but she gets immediately stunned off the Pyke. The dunk onto the air, finding absolutely nobody. And now it's a total rout because Kha'Zix has arrived as reinforcement. The Pantheon Sphere not finding the kill. Paranoia does come in. Nami gets the killed off instantly. And now the Tendrils of Corruption, well not Corruption, Tendrils of Fear lands onto the Kha'Zix, killing him off there. Tendrils of Corruption is actually, well, it's called Chains of Corruption, but it's very close to Vara's ultimate. Tendrils of Fear is not the official name of Nocturne E. I believe it's called Unspeakable Horror or something. But Tendrils of Fear just sounds really, really fun. Volibear with his wits and done is actually just going to town on the Cho'Gath. He does get slowed down by the Rupture Land, but he might find a kill here. No, once again another Rupture. Oh my god! Now that was an amazing outplay because he did that play even when Vision wasn't on his side. He was ducking into the Tribush, but he didn't realize that thing was warded, and he actually found the burst damage with the Iceborne enhanced auto after a nom to actually kill off the Volibear, which is very clutch for him. You would have thought he was dead, and I wouldn't have faulted you. I thought he was dead as well. Now the Cassidy has to Riftwalk away, but now Nocturne tanking so many tower shots. He's just going to die to Cassidy. Cassidy getting the shutdown, so Pyke is not far behind. Ooh, giving 2 kills over to Cassidy, not what you want. Anything that accelerates the scaling is a huge no-no here. He's gonna go back for Lost Chapter and get his Archangels, and he's gonna be set. The only thing he's not set on is no tier 2 boots. Might not matter right now because Volibear once again is so much trouble. Grand Skyfall does come in, or Grand Starfall now, I guess. Cassidy does have the Riftwalk. He's gonna Riftwalk over. He missed! Oh, but can he get out though? He doesn't have level 2 Riftwalk. It's really slow. He carries the auto over with him. But now the Cho'Gath comes back into fight. He does have to nom back up, but he can't really deal the damage. Not through Wit's End. Nocturne Paranoia lands again, but he's going to mid lane. So this is going to be a 1 for 3. Pantheon's still sitting on the other side for some reason. He's going to get dunked on by the Pyke. Full assist goes over to the Volibear as well. The Paranoia not going to cover the kill until that Duskbringer happens. Nocturne picks up the kill. He even killed off the Nami as well. So Nocturne picks up 2 kills there. So it's actually an unofficial ace, I believe. No, Kha'Zix didn't die, I don't think. That's going to be a 4 for 0. Very positive here for the red team. Nocturne is quite fed this game. And now the Kha'Zix gets grabbed out. He's going to be killed off here. Kill credit goes to the Ezreal. Meanwhile, they grab the Herald as well. I believe that's Herald 1. My brain is so asleep that I can't register what happened in the 16 minutes prior to this game. But I don't think anyone deployed the Herald this game, so that might be the first one. And then I'm gonna watch a replay back, realize someone deployed the Herald, and I just like completely zoned it out. It's because I should really be going to bed. Volibear, he gets ruptured again. Cho'Gath is coming back for a fight. He might actually beat this guy in a 1v1 fight, especially with Tabai on his side, and for some reason he draws his fist. Because apparently he's going for Frozen Mallet, which is the one that makes sense. Sterak's Gauge is the one that does not. Please, like, if you're gonna build a fist on Cho'Gath, first of all, why? Second of all, at least turn it into Frozen Mallet. So what does red team have to do here to actually close out the game? Because they do have a very sizable lead. Nocturne Paranoia. He's landed every single one of these onto the Nami. Every time he's gone ball Paranoia, he's always attached to the Nami first. It makes sense. Take out the PL, take out the Enchanter first. But it means he's also given up on quite a few Triss kills. Just because Tristana can see that Nami's getting destroyed, so she just jumps away and be like, oh, screw that, you're on your own, buddy. And that's what the Triss has done for several times now. Herald does get dropped in mid lane. It's a very awkward place to deploy it. I think Pantheon was trying to sweep or something. But regardless, they're going to try to escort this thing. It's going to make a charge. Cassidy is here. He's not going to be enough to slow it down. The Herald actually turned around so he doesn't get the eye poke immediately, but Herald's good as dead now. Kha'Zix has to be careful here. Volibear can flip him back, but he's not going to grab him through the leap. And Cassidy has to Riftwalk away as well. Blue team's just being routed in all directions until the Cho'Gath shows up. The Pyke lands the stun with the With the dash. But here comes the caster. The electrocute actually grabs that kill. But he also blew flash real far to get in. Can he get back out? I punched my microphone. I'm so sorry. And now the fight breaks out on bot lane as well. Volibear essentially caught in a 1v3. Where is the rest of red team? Who the hell are they even fighting? The paranoia comes in. Tristana gets bursted out instantly by the Duskblade damage. And that's going to be 2 kills instantly. But here comes the Cho'Gath on the back. He kills off the Ezreal. And now there's so much damage coming through. Cassidy will be the next to drop to the Nocturne rather. And now Nocturne versus the Cho'Gath one-on-one. There's no Nom. The Nocturne also has no mana. Is the auto strong enough to finish it off? It looks like it will be. He does find the kill, and that's going to be an ace. 5 for 2 trade overall in favor... No, 5 for 3. Pyke actually respawned because that fight was so extended. And now they're going to help themselves to a Drake. Putting themselves on soul point. Infernal Soul on this team and red team is so scary. Ezreal makes amazing use out of the Infernal Soul. And so will essentially anybody else here. Pantheon wants it. Volibear really wants it. Just so his lightning can also explode. And it would be a very good boon on Nocturne as well. Pyke does scout out the Kha'Zix. The Harpoon does miss. So both sides going to disengage away from each other. Interestingly here, Kassadin opts for Sorcerer Shoes. Sorcerer Shoes is... Well, it makes sense on Kassadin, but it's not even close to his best boot. His boots of choice is actually usually defensive, just because he's always in the middle of teams. Oh, rip Nami. That's going to be her 8th death of the game. Not having a very good game. Here's my PSA on League of Legends. This game is freaking hard. People make mistakes all the time. Everyone's played a game. I don't think anybody's ever played like a quote-unquote perfect game. Even when you don't die, even if you like killed everybody, you've always made some subtle mistake that you never pick up on. So it's really counterproductive in this game to judge your fellow teammates by the mistakes they make. Don't do that. While this teamfight breaks out and they get 2 instant kills, I'm gonna reiterate that point. Don't judge people based on how much they messed up. Judge people... Like, don't judge them off the results of one game. Which doesn't make sense, because in League of Legends, you really only see your team for one game. But often, players fall into the trap of letting randoms, letting the mistakes that random make decide that be the deciding factor in how they perceive that player. Yeah, don't do that. Even pros mess up all the time. But that being said though, this Nami is definitely more than a mistake. That's some very inconsistent back game play. Just getting caught out constantly left and right. Insufficient work coverage as a result of falling behind as well. A very ineffective support overall. Being forced onto tab ice as her boot choice, which is the correct boot choice given the circumstances of the game, but it's also just a very sad state of affairs. Your Nami has to go for defensive boosts like that over more offensive boosts like Mobius for more roam. But then again, Mobius would also be extremely useless at this stage in the game. Without Kassadin is here, he does so much damage, and Nocturne has to try to secure his own escape. Red team getting fully killed off in the retreat. Triple kill for the Kassadin. He's got himself back on the board, 7-4-3. That's a very formidable score line. And now Volibear comes in. He's going to donate some more gold just because he feels like blue team isn't fed enough. He's going to kill off the Triss. And the Wisdom kill actually finishes off the Kassadin as well. He does so much damage thanks to Wisdom and the Lightning. But overall, he's still just going to get aced. Overall, a 5-4-2 in favor of blue team. They're still 12 kills down. They're still like 5k gold down. But finding a good team fight like that, catching red team in a sloppy retreat away from their base is good for them. The price did come as several additional bodies, some of which being very valuable shutdowns that you don't want to throw back, as well as a downed inhibitor in mid lane. But they could really stand to make some better plays from here. Do be careful here. Pyke is not fed enough to take on this Kha'Zix, but he's sure as hell gonna try. He's gonna kill away the ward. He spots a second one. He's gonna go for a red buff. Why? He's gonna be immediately caught out here. The dash not finding... I forgot the name of his dash. I know it, I just forgot it because I'm sleepy. Pyke does get killed off here, and now Nocturne dives into the backline. He kills off the Nocturne kills off the Kassadin, and Ezreal actually solos out the Kazakhs against isolation. Now, I'm not one to let mistakes define their actions, but this Kazakhs has been feeding equally as bad as the Nami. Nami I can forgive because she's squishy. The Kazakhs? As a Feast for Famine jungler, where you can't really afford to fall behind, you shouldn't just make brain dead plays, especially when you're behind like that. It's never gonna work out in your favor. Drake is up in 35 seconds, and Red Team has full control over the pit. In fact, their control extends so much beyond the pit. The Volibear is actually just sitting here tanking tower shots because he feels like it. They're gonna lay siege to the bottom tier too. Although they ran into a technical problem here, they have run out of minions. Cassius is in the back, stacking up Riftwalk. He's getting ready. But meanwhile, Pantheon soloing away the Infernal Drake. They just need to buy him some time until the Infernal Soul lands like mana from heaven and drops on their heads. Volibear gonna recall in the Cassidin's face. And I mean, he can do that. He's pretty MR-based tanky. Definitely very hard for Mordekaiser to kill, especially Mordekaiser again. Definitely very hard for a Kassadin to kill, especially through the passive, and he's just gonna die instantly. Yikes. He died way faster than I thought too. It just doesn't bode well for him. Red Team slays the dragon. Infernal Soul bequeathed over. 4 Drakes to 0. Is this going to be a full-on siege for the Red Team turret? Nami Tidal Wave comes in, but it's really not going to find anything. Cho'Gath's on the wings, but he's isolated from the rest of the team. The Volibear's angry. He's turning back around for the Triss. The Nocturne Paranoia comes in, finishes off the AD carry immediately. Volibear doesn't even die. His passive is still running. It's going to be a very clean team fight so far. 3 bodies already on the respawn bench. Cho'Gath makes it the 4th. Kassadin is coming up in just 1 second. But there's so many full health members on Red Team. He can't even burst the Volibear from that amount of health. He needs to be careful. He's still sitting back stacking up Riftwalk or something because he's not coming in to assist. Is he just sitting on his fountain? Hold on. Let me control the camera. He's just sitting on his fountain. Okay, so he gave up on life, so that means Red Team wins the game. Congratulations to Red Team.